Good morning guys and welcome to Friday. I hope you've had a great week and you've been using all the information we've been sharing with you and really starting to notice some of the benefits. Today guys, we're going to be concentrating on wealth. So last week with regard to this topic we discussed how it's important to save and the different ways to save your money. This week we're going to be talking about what is the value of your time, okay? So we're going to help you work out today what is the value of your time. What is your time worth? It's really important guys to understand the value of your time, what your time is worth, because once you do that you can then start to sort of take ownership of what you're really good at, and then the stuff that somebody else can do or the stuff that other people can help you out with, you can start to relinquish and delegate out. So that means guys, if you work for yourself, you might be able to employ an online assistant, or you may have an assistant that works within your business anyway, but you might be able to relinquish some tasks that are still very important to the business, but they don't have a lot of value to you. Your time could be better spent bringing more value into the business, okay? So you need to work out the value of your time. Once you've done that and you've worked it out guys, it's then easy to delegate, because otherwise you just end up wasting your time. So I'm going to tell you now and help you now work out the value of your time. Once you've done that guys, it's then really easy to start to delegate some of your other jobs around, okay? So whether you've got virtual assistants online or assistants that work within your environment, or at the business that you run or the business that you work in, find other colleagues and other assistants and people that can help you and start to delegate your responsibility so you can truly find the things that you are passionate about, which means you're going to be more productive and you're going to bring more value into that time spent on that activity. Okay, it allows you to concentrate better on the task in hand, all right? Things that are really important to yourself, which will just ultimately bring value in. Another really good thing guys, if you start to work out the value of your time, you're able then to measure and benchmark your activities as you go through, okay? So you can see where you are, where you currently were, where you currently are, and where you're going to be in the future, okay? And slowly start to measure the progression as you go along. And ultimately guys, it allows you to focus, okay? Focus on the things that are important to you. So what is your time worth? This is going to be your challenge, but before that, I've got one thing I want you to think about. Henry Ford, the great car manufacturer, had a problem in one of his factories. He invited a guy called Nikola Tesla into his factory. This guy was an amazing engineer, and he said, we've got a problem with one of our machines, and he said, can you fix it? He said, no worries, I'll come in and fix it. And he came into the factory, walked up to one of the big machines and took a piece of chalk and marked an X on the plate on the machine. And he said, that's where your problem is. And they were able to resolve the problem, and Henry Ford said, Mr. Tesla, that's amazing, send me an invoice. So Mr. Tesla sent him an invoice for £10,000. Mr. Ford was like, what do you mean £10,000? All you did was put a bit of chalk on the wall. Can you break down your invoice? So Mr. Tesla sent him a second invoice, and it said $1 for making the chalk mark, $9,999 for knowing exactly where to put the chalk mark, okay? So his value of his time, $10,000, all right? That was the value of his time it took him to walk in and put it in. You guys are going to undersell yourself. I did it as well when I first started out. People would say, how much do you charge for PT sessions? I'd say £25. And then I took on a consultancy role last year, and people were like, well, how much are you going to charge? And I was like, I haven't got a clue. And I remember speaking to a mentor of mine at the time, and he was like, you need to be charging like £450, £500 for the day. And I was like, that's just an insane amount of money. And I was like, how can I value that? And he's like, well, you don't charge for a daily rate, you're charging for a whole day, plus you're charging for your knowledge that you bring to that day, okay? You're not just charging for the time spent doing that activity, you're charging for the knowledge and experience that you bring to that. So instantly people start to undersell themselves, guys. So take a step back and really look at what is your time worth. Here's the challenge bit now, and you're going to work out what your time is worth. So now for the challenge, guys, and we said we were going to help you work out the value of your time. So for example, if you earn the average yearly earnings, which is $27,600 per year, you on average work 43 hours a week, which equates to roughly about 1,870 hours in a year. Okay, so that means your time is worth £14.75 per hour. We'll round up to say 15. So if that's you guys, your hourly rate is £15 an hour. You're then not going to waste 10 minutes doing something that's worth anything more than £2.50, because that's what your 10 minutes is worth to you. So think about it, guys. I want you to go away and work out the value of your time, all right? So take how much you earn in a year, the average hours that you work. Like I said, it's roughly about 1,870 hours in a year. The average weekly hours worked is 43 hours, but then obviously you have your holidays and stuff. So it works out about 1,870 hours per year. Which means your average, if you earn 27,600, is £14.75. We round it up to 15, okay? Which means for every 10 minutes you work, you get paid £2.50. Find something, guys, which brings more value to you than £2.50, okay? So if that's your role and that's your job, or if you earn more than that, that's fine, but it's gonna be around about £2.50, £4, £5 for 10 minutes work, okay? Think about the time you waste doing stuff that is worth no more than that money you're getting paid to do. So if you're the average guy, and this is your figures here, and you get paid £2.50 for 10 minutes, do not waste your time, guys, doing stuff that doesn't bring in more value to you, unless it's worth more than £2.50. So don't waste your time. Find people to do that for you, okay? So you can be more valuable to yourself and to the business you work in, okay? That's your challenge for the day. What is the value of your time? And now for the motivator, guys, and that thing to think about taking you into the weekend. Let's go.